weather has started to turn. I can feel it in my bones. That's something I've gotten used to as I get older. I can feel when it's about to rain. Before I know the first rain is coming. This nagging in my left leg, like minor teething in my joints. As soon as the rain starts, the feeling goes away. I can feel it now. The sky looms heavy overhead. I know it, but I cannot see it. I cannot see through concrete. When I was a kid, I thought I could see through things. I was focusing and unfocusing my eyes, and it appeared as if I could make things move to the side or go away. It's funny now. When one thing exists and one doesn't, it's not a debate of fact, it's just a matter of perspective. This is what I have. The inner ramblings of my soul laid bare. Pen and paper exposing my innermost feelings and thoughts. Whether I'm here or not, I don't know. Certainly in anyone else's perspective, I might as well not be. That's how it's been for all of my life. I don't know if I'm here or not. I have no evidence for my existence except for my own thoughts twisting and turning inward on me. I batter the walls with the anger of my insignificance before collapsing into such severe tears that I crave water like a lost desert nomad. I am so unfathomably hungry that my body is turning against me. It's speaking to me in a language that I barely understand. It's like a primal, archaic script. It's etched across my body, in my fading muscles, my swollen belly, my sunken eyes. I don't have a mirror, but I can feel each receding piece of skin slowly getting further and further away from the person I once was. That might as well be the story of my life. My body is screaming at me in a guttural, unsaid sense that is both clear and unclear. It is the muddied water of a crystal pond, cloudy and reservation. An ancient scream. I try to ignore it, but I can hear it. As my limbs become taut and I approach immobilization and complete oblivion, it is taking control. For every raindrop I don't hear, my body amps up the magnitude of its efforts tenfold, but to no avail. I'm not allowed relief. I don't know why. All I know is the slow decline of what I once thought of as myself. What did you see? I saw a shadow outside my window. Did it say anything to you? I don't know. Think about what you told your parents. It told me not to tell anyone. You're safe, Dan. We're police officers. We're here to help you. That's right. You and your family are safe. Okay, it tapped on my window the other night. That was Wednesday, right? Yeah. I went to my window and I opened the curtains. And the shadow was there. Yeah, I couldn't hear it at first. I wasn't afraid yet. I didn't understand. You're doing great, Dan. Keep going. It kept whispering something. It wanted me to get closer. I leaned in to listen. What did it say, Dan? I think it was a man. It kept saying Merry Christmas over and over. Was that all he said? Yeah. You're doing really great, Dan. Just one more question, okay? Okay. What happened after he said Merry Christmas? After it said it a few times, the shadow disappeared. Thank you so much, Dan. Your parents are in the waiting room. Right outside the door is Officer Mako. She'll take you to them. You did really well, Dan. Really well. We're proud of you. Tenant, what the fuck do we do? We stake out the house, but beyond that, there's nothing we can do. This is the third case, and all you want to do is stake out the house? What do you want from me? The captain wouldn't approve anything else. You know what that's going to do, right? Absolutely nothing. We have a caseload so big right now, the paperwork is literally falling off my desk. This is wrong. I know. But look, it's more likely the kid will be fine. They'll forget all about it like a bad dream. I'm heading out. I woke Mom and Dad up really early. They told me to go back to bed. I tried to sleep more, but I couldn't. I was really excited. This is my 8th Christmas. I asked Santa for an RC car like the one I saw on TV. I sent a letter a few weeks ago. I was looking forward to getting it. Finally, Mom and Dad woke up. It was 8 a.m. Dad made coffee and Mom made breakfast. We always do the presents after breakfast and before lunch. We had bacon, eggs, orange juice, and toast. It was delicious. I was really looking forward to the presents. After breakfast, I ran to the tree and picked out the biggest box. I wanted to unwrap it right away, but Mom said to read the label. It said, "To Dan, from Santa." Mom and Dad sat on the couch as I tore away at the wrapping paper. I was so happy when I saw the label. It was the exact RC car I wanted. Dad said that Santa always knew what little boys and girls wanted. Mom said that was true. He did. He read all the letters. I opened more presents and got everything I wanted. Dad helped set up the RC car and I drove it around the sitting room. Mom went to get the turkey and ham in the oven. The doorbell rang and I opened the front door. No one was there, but there was a huge present on our porch. I yelled for Dad to come over and see. Santa left us something big. The box was bigger than me. Dad looked confused and told me to go to my room for a bit. He must not have expected such a big surprise from Santa. I'm still in my room and I can't wait to see what it is. I'm so excited. Thanks, Santa. Yours, Dan. It's been a long while since I thought about Dan, but I'll give you what I remember. Did something happen to him? I really did wish him the best. He was referred to me from a general practice in, I think, 1989. Apparently he'd been having some weird issues at home and in school, which is, not unusual for 15-year-olds. I got the reports of what happened. Well, if you're calling about Dan, you know what that is. I got copies from his regular doctor. Awful. Really awful. I felt for the kid. I wasn't sure what was going to happen in his first session. I went in expecting the worst, but it wasn't the worst. Or, well, the best either. He felt a little detached, he said. Removed from his peers, and a little from himself too. Disassociation as a trauma response, even years later, is perfectly normal, and I knew what I was dealing with. It turns out he'd been suffering from PTSD for years, had practically grown up with it since the incident. His parents thought that it'd go away with time. They were very wrong. This kind of thing needs to be treated ASAP. It disrupts your sleep, your energy levels, your anxiety levels. When it runs rampant and uncontrolled, it can pervade every area of your life. Dan had been living with profound and far-reaching consequences of PTSD for years. He thought it was normal, but I helped. At least I think I did. We went through basic cognitive behavioral therapy. This helped him feel grounded, in control of himself and his thoughts. It curbed the disassociation, helped him feel a bit normal again. We made progress for nearly a year. Good progress. He told me he made a few friends in school, and he had a better relationship with his parents. He was feeling well. Really well. Then his insurance ran out. It was near Christmas, 1990. His dad lost his job and the family lost their health insurance. I wasn't in my own practice at that time, not like I am now. If I gave him a discount or did sessions outside of my regular work, I would have lost my own job. What was I to do? I was young, 2 years out of college. I felt bad. I feared all our progress would be undone. He was heartbroken. Until his face went placid, and he whispered something that put a chill down my spine. "Merry Christmas to me," he said. I'll never forget that look on his face. I remembered that bit from the police report. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't sleep well for weeks. A flawed healthcare system had just let this boy loose. Then I heard about the assault. Oh, do you not have that report? He was a minor, if that makes any difference. I may have it on my computer somewhere. We scanned all of the old stuff somewhere in the early 2000s. I'll get it to you later. It was 1991 and his parents called me. They wanted my help in court. Dan was in danger of being hospitalized. I'm sure you know the hospitalization I'm referring to. They wanted testimony from me. I asked what he did, and they said he assaulted a mall Santa. They didn't go into details. I found out later it was pretty brutal, but I gave testimony. Told them he needed therapy, but not in a confined manner against his will. He just needed what every other country in the world gave for free. He avoided hospitalization and got probation, thank God. But he didn't dodge it the next time. Couldn't really. I'm sorry. I got carried away. I have to see a client. If you need anything else, give me another call. Thanks. Bye. I hate this costume. This red and white prison. I loathe it like I loathe myself. It's a part of me. It's all of who I am, and it's nothing at all by the same token. It's everything and inconsequential. The factors that brought it to life are the same ones that brought me to extinction. I'll write it on the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Here. How can you hate something that consumes you, feeds you, loves you? Yet, I hate it and love it by equal measure and won't figure it out. There's no logical conclusion to be had. I tear at it and repair the tears through suffering. I rip it and I myself am torn apart. I am it. It is me. I lost the hat God knows when, and it felt like I lost a part of myself, like a chunk of memories and experiences had up and left in the middle of the night. Maybe I deserve to lose the rest, but I can't bear to let it go willingly. I can't take it off. I can never take it off. I will sit here until my dying days wearing it. I will be buried in it. I will decompose, and it will hug my bones until my coffin meets oblivion, and we are all united in the singularity of the universal reverse Big Bang. Everything is pulled infinitely towards the center point of an unfeeling and timeless universe that has no concept of anything human. It gives us life, but consumes life and matter in more than equal proportion. I will sit here until my dying days. The universe will have to wait to get its hands on me. Alright, we have had just over half a dozen reports for kidnapping, and double that in potential sightings. Let's go over the basics. We have a costumed lunatic, a first for this department. He should not be considered armed, but should be considered dangerous. He wears a pristine Santa costume. From what we have gathered, he thinks of himself as the real Santa Claus. He's a bit out of season, but who knows what he's thinking. His main method of kidnapping is luring kids in with his costume first, then convincing them. I want all of you to read over the report on page 3 of the document stapled in front of you. Alan Bailey, 8 years old. A neighbor had their eyes on the whole thing, and when they went out to confront Santa, they both disappeared. Alan was then reported missing by his parents when the concerned neighbor went next door. The neighbor said that Santa approached Alan in a vehicle as Alan was coming home from school. The vehicle was a nondescript gray Mercedes van. Potential models, years, and license plate particulars are on page 4. They conversed for around a minute, by which point the neighbor went to go outside and lost sight of them. That's all we got from the neighbor. Page 6. Courtney Perry, age 9. Taken on the 17th of December, 2 days after Alan. This time walking to school. One eyewitness, but they didn't catch anything we haven't covered. The vehicle drove in the opposite direction. Approximate time of abduction is 8:34 a.m. Next is Matthew Price. Somehow he was lured out of his home in the middle of the night and disappeared. Early on the 18th, parents went into his room 7 a.m. and he was reported missing around 8 a.m. We have a perpetrator operating at wildly different times in different locations. He uses one vehicle for his crimes. This is everyone's first priority. You are to drop everything that is not critically important and get to work on this. The city is in panic mode. The governor is talking about organizing armed escorts for school children using Homeland Security as well as soldiers from nearby military bases. I have told him personally that will likely make the situation worse. Santa here will flee the city and we'll never see those kids again. We need to work fast. We need to have eyes everywhere. The whole city anxious for us to find these kids alive and get Santa behind bars to face life or the death penalty. I'm counting on you. The city is counting on you. And most importantly, those kids are counting on you.